The death of a child on the West Bank has sparked outrage. The 18-month-old Palestinian boy was burned to death when masked men set fire to his family's home in the middle of the night. The suspects are Jewish settlers, and what they did, says Israel's prime minister, is a terrorist act. But for Palestinians who watch as Israel keeps expanding Jewish settlements on the West Bank, those words ring hollow. Emily Elias reports.
Revenge is scrawled in Hebrew on this burnt-out house. Early this morning, it's suspected a group of Jewish extremists set fire to the home while a young Palestinian family slept. 18-month-old Ali Saad Dawabeshi died in the fire. His mother, a 26-year-old woman, is in intensive care with third-degree burns to 90% of her body, as is his 4-year-old brother.
Unfortunately, they are both in phase of resuscitation with fluids. They are both intubated.
Police are looking for 2 suspects. They believe this attack is in retaliation for a recent demolition of 2 buildings in a Jewish settlement. The Israeli government was quick to call the fatal arson an act of terrorism.
We're shocked, we're outraged. We condemn this. There is zero tolerance for terrorism, wherever it comes from, whatever side of the fence it comes from.
But even with that condemnation, clashes erupted in the West Bank. Masked Palestinian teenagers hurled rocks at Israeli soldiers who answered back with gunfire. According to the UN, at least 120 attacks by Israeli settlers have been documented in the occupied West Bank since the start of this year. An Israeli human rights organization says more than 90% of complaints Palestinians lodge with the Israeli police go without charges being filed. These crimes by settlers are not unfamiliar, says this village councillor, and the Israeli army always comes into villages and promises solutions, peace and security, but nothing happens. Hours after the child's death, hundreds lined the streets in his village to hold a funeral. Palestinian leaders were on hand to mourn the loss of the young life and call for an end to settlement activities.
This is our call for all the international community that these atrocities should stop once and for all.
As friends and family say goodbye to the child, renewed violence and tensions arise in the region that's all too familiar with pain and grief. Emily Elias, Global News, London.